Alright, people, do I really got to do an introduction for this movie? The biggest movie probably of 2019, probably next to Star Wars Episode 9? No, not really, because you guys already know what time it is. That's right, Avengers Endgame is out this week, so let's get it.
Welcome to the Kaiba
Alright, people, so we already know who's starring in Avengers Endgame. The usual suspects is going to be Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Don Cheadle, a whole bunch of people. We already know who is starring in this movie, and it's directed by the Russo brothers. And basically, the premise of this movie, without me giving too much away, is we already know the Avengers is out to get revenge on Thanos because he wiped out half of like all life around the universe. So they're on a mission. They're here to like, hey, listen, we're taking you out. We're claiming the throne back. So basically, what worked for this movie? Everything worked for this movie. Avengers Endgame is going to be a different animal, people. So hopefully some of you guys won't get disappointed. This is a different movie from Infinity War. This movie is very, very plot driven, but the storyline was pretty good. It was actually pretty awesome. Obviously, everybody acted very, very well in this movie, and the action sequences were well done. The best way I could compare this movie so that you guys get prepared for the movie, the ones that haven't seen it yet, is basically Avengers Endgame is like the first Matrix. There's a lot of story, there's a lot of plot to keep you intrigued, and then they throw everything at you in the kitchen sink at the end of the movie, like how they did with the first Matrix. So I know some people probably had problems with the first Matrix with the pacing, but then like the last like 40, 50 minutes of the movie is just nonstop action, kung fu fighting, and that's what Avengers Endgame is going to be like. Like that last hour of the movie, those action sequences that the Russo brothers put together is like phenomenal. And like I said, like some people might have a problem with the pacing of the movie. It's very, very story plot driven. But for me, I dug it and I liked it, and I actually liked in the direction that they went with this movie because there was a lot of build up, and the end of the movie they capitalized on it. And for what didn't work for the movie, there's really not a lot I could say because it'll just be nitpicking. I'm pretty sure there's like one or two characters that people are probably going to have a problem with the portrayal of those two characters because they're fan favorites. But other than that, nothing really bothered me with this movie. There's one thing in particular that bothered me in this movie, but this is a spoiler-free review, so I'm not going to go into any details about that. That's a personal thing with me with the movie. But other than that, the movie was phenomenal. So that's all I got to say about that. Definitely, this is a must see. So overall, people, on the Kaiba scale of 1 to 10, I think I'm gonna give this movie a 9.5. I definitely have to go see it again. Like I said, this movie was well made, very, very plot driven. I didn't have a problem with that. Some people might have a problem with that when you compare it to Infinity War, because some people might think Infinity War is a little bit more balanced with story, action, story, action, story, action. This movie is very plot driven, but I like the pacing of the movie for me, for my liking. And it's definitely worth seeing it IMAX. Definitely worth buying the Blu-ray when it comes out. So yeah, just this movie is a must see, and it was well worth the wait from Infinity War. So if you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell button so you get notified every time I upload a video, and please leave a comment and hit the like button at the bottom.